Good morning, class. Okay, please everybody stand up for the prayer. May I request our prayer reader to come in front. Okay, amen. You may now take your seats. Uh, Let us have first your attendance. Just say present if your name is called. Okay, Abistado Sarame. Okay. I have a classroom rules that you are going to follow during our class. First, just raise your hand if you want to answer. Second, don't talk when someone is talking unless you are recognized. Third, participate during our discussion. And the last one is respect each other. I am cleared, class. Okay. Who can remember our last topic? Very good. So that's right. What have you learned from our last topic? Anyone? Okay. What are those examples of conjunction? So is there any question regarding to our last topic? I think you have learned a lot from our last discussion. Okay. I have a pictures here. You are going to identify what is the meaning of the pictures. I will going to group you into four and go to your respective groups and start answering now. Okay, time is up. Okay, for the first picture, what was the meaning? Okay, very good. It is a hand signal. Okay, next for the second picture. Okay, that's right. It is about a verbal chatting or the face-to-face conversation. Okay, class, what do you think our lesson for today? Okay, very good. Yes, our lesson for today is all about verbal communication and non-verbal communication. So today we will discuss about the verbal and non-verbal communication. But before that, let us uh, know first our objective. Our first objective is differentiate verbal and non-verbal communication. Second, demonstrate non-verbal communication. And the last one is communicate effectively by using verbal and non-verbal cues. Okay. For verbal communication, it is the use of words and vocal noises to give and receive information, and it can be considered as any communication where a message is given verbally and received audibly, regardless of any coding, decoding, and transmission medium used in between. Next is nonverbal communication. Includes the facial expressions, gestures, voice, bodily language body language, proxemics or personal space, eyes gaze, haptics, touch or appearance, and the artifacts. Okay, we have here the types of nonverbal communication. First, we have facial expressions. Facial expression is the human face is extremely expressive, able to convey countless emotion without saying a word. And unlike some forms of nonverbal communication, facial expressions are universal. And the facial expression for happiness, sadness, anger, surprise, fear, and disgust are the same across culture. Okay. Next, we have the body movement and posture. For body movement and postures, it is considered how your perception of people are affected by the way they sit, walk, stand, or hold their head. The way you move and carry yourself communicates a wealth of information to the world. This type of nonverbal communication includes your posture, bearing, stance, and the subtle movements you make. Okay, for the third one is gestures. Gestures are the woven into the fabric or our daily lives. You may wave, point, beckon, or use your hands when arguing or speaking animatedly, often expressing yourself with just gestures without thinking. However, the meaning of the some gestures can be very different across cultures. While the OK sign conveys a positive message in English speaking countries, it's considered offensive in countries such as Germany, Russia, and Brazil. So it's important to avoid the misinterpretation in using gestures. Okay, next is the eye contact. So, since the visual sense is the most or the dominant for most people, eye contact is an especially important um, type. It is an important type of nonverbal communication. So the way you look at someone can communicate many things, including interest, affection, hostility, or attraction. Eye contact is also important in maintaining the flow of conversation and for uh, gauging the other person's interest and responses. Okay, next we have the touch. So we communicate a great deal through touch. Yes, think about the very different messages given by a very different messages or a warm beer, hug, patronizing on the head, or a controlling grief on the arms, on for example. So those are we can also communicate by using or the way we touch or the way we like hugging someone or just touching someone's head. Okay, then next we have a space. So have you ever felt uncomfortable during a conversation because of the other person was standing too close and invading your space? So we are all have a need for physical space, although that needs differ depending on the culture, the situation, and the closeness of the relationship. So you use physical space uh, to communicate many different nonverbal message and including signals of intimacy and affection or the aggression and the dominance. Okay, sometimes you are not confident or we are uncomfortable when someone is talking to or uh, being close or closely near to us, so we are not comfortable. It is one also the way people communicate. So but it depends on the people culture or the styles of the person. Okay, next we have the voice. So uh, someone says that voice is including or it was included in a verbal communication, but in these types of nonverbal communication, it is not just what it is just a short message or a word that being taught. So it is not just what you say or it's how you say it. When you speak, other people read your voice in addition to listening to your words. Then these things they pay attention to include your timing and pace, how loud you speak, and your tune and inflection and sounds that conveys understanding, such as and uh-huh. Think about how your tune or voice can indicate sarcasm and anger, affection, or confidence. Sometimes we can uh, communicate when you are angry with just answering them in a short or in a one word, which is it gives a sign what the feelings of someone you are communicating with. Okay. Do you understand, class? Okay. Do you have any questions or clarification regarding to verbal and non-verbal communication? Okay, very good. I think you have learned a lot. So this time, we will have an activity. So it is a group activity. You are going to demonstrate the nonverbal and communication that I will going to give you, and I will give you time to discuss it with your group. Okay, you may start now. So these are the assigned uh, theme for you to demonstrate. For group 1, we have anger and love. Group 2, go away and cry. Group 3, teaching and climbing. And group 4, dance and sing. Okay, you may start discussing it to your group now. Okay, time's up. You can present your demonstration. Okay. Okay, very good. You did a good job, all of you. So everyone group will receive 10 points. You really understand our discussion this morning. Okay. Next is learning verbal and nonverbal communication is difficult, class. Okay, again, what is verbal and nonverbal communication? Okay, that's right. What are the types of nonverbal communication? Okay, very good. Is there any question or regarding to our topic this morning? Okay. Now, we have another group activity. You are going to make a role play, which uh, you are going to use using the verbal and nonverbal communication to your role play. Okay, for the group 1, you have the assigned theme here. Group 1 is portraying about a happy family. Group 2, having a picnic with friends. Group 3, uh, singing concert. And group 4, brief teaching demonstration. Okay, you can start now. That's great. That's great presentation. So uh, everyone give a round of applause for yourselves because you all did great performance. Every group I will give you, uh, or you will going to receive a 50 points. So for our next activity, you are going to choose and encircle the letters of the correct answer. So we have the question number 1, number 2, and for numbers 3 to 8, you are going to identify the types of nonverbal communication being described in each of the following sentences. So you have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 questions. So you are going to identify the type of nonverbal communication being described in each of the following questions or sentences. For numbers 9 and 10, identify the meaning of the hand signal. So you are going to identify what was the meaning of the hand signal being shown in the picture. Okay, after you answered the activity, just pass it forward. Okay, time's up. Okay, for your activity or your assignment, you are going to watch a movie and list all types of nonverbal and nonverbal communication used in the movie. Then submit it to our next meeting. Okay, so that's all for today, class. Goodbye. Okay, thank you.